Ormond-by-the-Sea, Florida, 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 the sea, Florida. Ormond-by-the-Sea is a census-designated place and an unincorporated town in Volusia County, Florida, United States. The population was 8,430 as of the 2000 census. Geography. Ormond-by-the-Sea is located at 29-2021 and 81-357 W 29.339,206 minus 81.65,756. According to the United States Census Bureau, the CDP has a total area of 5.2 km2 2.0 mitwo, of which 5.2 km2 2.0 mitwo is land and 0.50% is water. The boundaries of Ormond-by-the-Sea include the Volusia/Flagler County line on the north, the city of Ormond Beach on the south. The area has traditionally been called the North Peninsula, although other nicknames such as OBC or OBS are sometimes used. There are two principal roads, State Road Anna, also known as Ocean Shore Boulevard, which runs along the Atlantic Ocean, and John Anderson Drive, which runs along the Halifax River. Demographics. As of the census of 2000, there were 8,430 people, 4,296 households, and 2,495 families residing in the CDP. The population density was 1635.6/km2 4,245.5/mitwo. There were 5,689 housing units at an average density of 1103.8/km2 2865.1/mitwo. The racial makeup of the CDP was 97.53% white, 0.33% African American, 0.39% Native American, 0.50% Asian, 0.9% Pacific Islander. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 2.30% of the population. There were 4,296 households, out of which 13.9% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 47.4% were married couples living together. 8.2% had a female householder with no husband present, and 41.9% were non-traditional families. 35.6% of all households were made up of individuals, and 20.7% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 1.96, and the average family size was 2.46. In the CDP, the population was spread out, with 12.9% under the age of 18, 3.8% from 18 to 24, 20.2% from 25 to 44, 27.6% from 45 to 64, and 35.5% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 54 years. For every 100 females, there were 87.1 males. For every 100 females aged 18 and over, there were 84.4 males. The median income for a household in the CDP was $34,970, and the median income for a family was $38,731. Males had a median income of $27,536 versus $25,357 for females. The per capita income for the CDP was $22,503. About 7.3% of families and 9.8% of the population were below the poverty line, including 17.2% of those under age 18 and 6.7% of those aged 65 or over. History and local landmarks. The earliest known inhabitants of the Ormond-by-the-Sea area were the Timucuan Indians, who in the 16th century occupied a large village called Nakoroko, located at the site of Tomoka State Park. The Timucuan diet relied heavily on oysters and other shellfish, and their shell middens or trash heaps may still be found near the Halifax River in Ormond-by-the-Sea. Among the first Anglo settlers of the area was Chauncey A. Bacon, an architect and Civil War veteran from New Britain, Connecticut, who in 1876 purchased 172 acres (0.70 km2) in present-day Ormond-by-the-Sea and named it the No. 9 plantation. In her book Ormond on the Halifax, Alice Strickland describes the site. The land was covered with a dense, tangled forest of palmettos, scrub oaks, and pine trees which Bacon cleared out with axe and grub hoe. The Bacon's first home was a palmetto cabin, but later Bacon built a small two-story house with a large Coquina rock fireplace on top of the Indian shell mound. The Bacons later constructed a larger home, which still stands on John Anderson Drive, from salvaged mahogany logs that washed ashore from the city of Vera Cruz shipwreck. The property was also planted with a large fruit grove featuring oranges, grapefruit, lemons, loquats, and guavas, among others. By the turn of the century, the Bacons had a thriving home business selling branded figs and their best-selling No. 9 guava jelly. In 1909, the Bacons sold No. 9 plantation to M.C. Hillary. Nordman constructed a jelly house and enlarged the fruit business, selling fruit preserves via mail order to customers across the country, including New York Governor Nelson Rockefeller. The business survived until 1968, and the jelly house was demolished to make way for a subdivision in 1984. Another early settler was Leonard B. Knox, who developed a citrus plantation known as Mound Grove, located along High Bridge Road near its crossing with Below Creek. It was Knox's son Donald who planted the Canary Island date palms which currently line the road. Part of the property also included a waterside building that operated as Uncle Guy's Fish Camp between the 1930s and 1950s. The property was subsequently acquired by Dick Cobb, who operated a bar and restaurant out of the building, which became known as Cobb's Corner. The business closed in the 1970s, although portions of the structure remain. Despite these early settlements, nearly all of present-day Ormond-by-the-Sea remained undeveloped until the 1950s, when the area began to develop in earnest as a retirement community. The by-the-sea appellation was used to distinguish the area from the adjacent city of Ormond Beach, located immediately to the south. Though unincorporated, it was first represented by the North Peninsula Zoning Commission, created in 1955. For many years, one of Ormond-by-the-Sea's most distinguishing landmarks was the Ormond Pier, a 750-foot, 230 steel structure constructed in 1959 near the intersection of Laurie Drive and Aon A. A large section of the Ormond Pier was torn away by a storm in November 1984, and the remaining portions subsequently demolished for safety reasons in the early 1990s. Approximately 1 mile north on Aon A, near the intersection of Aon and Spanish Waters Drive, stands a watchtower constructed in 1942 by the Coast Guard Reserve to look out for German U-boats operating off the coast. The tower was restored in 2004 and is one of the last remaining examples of a World War II-era observation tower on the Florida coast. At the northern end of Ormond-by-the-Sea is the North Peninsula State Park, comprising approximately 800 acres (3.2 km2) of undeveloped coastal dunes and marshlands which were acquired in the mid-1980s through the Conservation and Recreation Lands Program, later known as the Preservation 2000 and Florida Forever. Among other species, the park provides crucial habitat for the Florida scrub jay, a threatened federal species of which less than 4,000 breeding pairs are thought to survive. Ecology. Though most of Ormond-by-the-Sea is little more than a half-mile wide, it supports no fewer than 6 distinct ecological zones. The beach or tidal zone features distinctive reddish-colored sand created by crushed coquina shells. Here may be found sand fleas and ghost crabs, as well as a variety of coastal birds including plovers, stilts, avocets, terns, and gulls. Just above the tide line, several species of sea turtles are known to lay their eggs, including the leatherback, Atlantic loggerhead, and green turtle. Immediately inland is the temperate beach dune, a pioneer zone of vegetation growing along the primary dunes. Species of note include sea oats, beach morning glory, and beach sunflower. Slightly inland from the primary dunes is the coastal strand, a shrubby area dominated by saw palmetto, Spanish bayonet, prickly pear cactus, and green brier vines. The coastal strand frequently overlaps with nearby sand ridges featuring Florida scrub plant communities, including scrub live oaks, slash pine, and Florida's state tree, the sabal palm, often called a cabbage palm. Species of note include the Florida scrub jay and the endangered gopher tortoise. Close to the Halifax River, the soil is more moist and supports maritime hammock species, including live oaks, magnolias, American holly, red cedars, and coontie ferns. In many areas, Brazilian pepper trees, an invasive exotic species, may also be seen growing. The river's edge features many plants associated with tidal marshes, including salt marsh cordgrass, needle rush, and mangroves. Oysters and blue crabs are common in the shallow waters, as are a variety of wading birds, including egrets and herons. References equals